Incubus is an alternative metal band from Calabasas, California, formed in 1991 with guitarist Mike Einziger. The fourth album, Morning View, which came out in 2001, includes this song, Wish You Were Here. Wish You Were Here starts out with a cleaner version, uses a slight distorted or semi-distorted tone, and it's a variation of the main riff. So first we're going to talk about that main riff, which also then later functions as the chorus of the song. So here's the main riff. It starts out with an A sus2, or suspended second chord, which is these three notes together. The second in this case, which is the suspension, is actually this note B over an A chord. Creates a little dissonance or a little extra color. After that, it goes to the next chord, which is E5, power chord, and if you notice, the top of the chords are the same. So those are actually common tones from one chord to the next. A sus2, and then move this finger down one, and now you have an E5. Then it goes to a B5 power chord with F sharp in the bass, or at the bottom of that chord, which is called usually a slash chord, or it's written B5 slash F sharp, which is usually spoken of as a B over F sharp. And the significance of mentioning the low note as opposed to just saying it's a B5 is that when you put a note other than the root at the bottom of a chord, it changes that chord's character quite a bit. So here's a B5 over F sharp, and then it moves up 3 frets to the same chord type, D5 over A. And so here's the rhythm. Now you noticed also, probably as I played that, there were 2 transition points where I used open strings. I'm going to do that again a little slower, show you where those transition points are, where I'm hitting open strings. Okay, and then that whole thing repeats, and the second time the strumming is slightly different. And another difference is, instead of a B5 over F sharp and D5 over A, we're actually going to use an F sharp power chord and an A power chord, straight power chords. Here's the second half. So both together. And the only other thing that needs to be said about that is when you play the whole thing in a cycle and you go back to the A sus2 chord, you have to stop the low E string from ringing. And I'm going to do that, if you noticed, by reaching up with my thumb and touching it. So it goes from the E to an A. Now let's clean the tone up a bit and come back and play the variations for the intro. To clean it up, we're not going to change the amp setting. Instead, what we're going to do is leave the amp on full bore and tweak your volume pedal back if you have one. And if you don't have a volume pedal, you can leave, I'll just leave my volume pedal up and show you what happens here. You can grab your volume knob on the guitar itself, roll it back, and there, when it's down low, 1 or 2, you can have that kind of clean, roughly clean sound. So here's the introduction played slow. Now right at the end there, I hit the volume knob up all the way, and as you noticed, it's kind of hard to do that and play that at the same time. So what I'm actually going to do to play it is use the volume pedal. In that case, you want to leave this up all the way. Okay, now for the verse, you want to do the same thing. Roll it back, whether it's your volume pedal or guitar knob, either way. Roll it back to that same semi-distorted tone. And we're going to start up here in 7th position. I'm playing E over a B. The B, actually, I'm not playing. The B is in the bass line. But the significance of that on this part is that the E happens to be the 4th tone over a B. And that's significant in the way this sounds, because chord tones are the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Those are the chord tones, and 2, 4, and 6 are non-chord tones. And when he takes, in this case, a 4th and sustains it and inserts it on top of a chord, it creates a suspension which gives it a little dissonance. It makes it sound a little weird. So the beginning, and then down to here, B, and then a unison B, and then a repeat, and then a different ending.